What's up, nail geeks, and happy Friday. I have Pahlish's Edge of Spring collection to show you guys. This features 6 shades inspired by our hopes of spring. I'm really feeling these colors. Please bring on the pastels. So let's dive right into the swatches. First up is Catmint. This is a soft silvery lilac packed with holographic flakes. This is so lovely. I really like purples like this. If they're really vampy or if they're really on the lighter side, I am so down for purple if it's in these types of color families. So Catmint has a touch of a jelly feel to the formula. I think for the most part, 2 to 3 coats is going to be perfect. I think the video is going to give you a good idea of the difference between that second and third coat. I personally found that going in for the third coat really helped to plump it out and just bring out that base color. This is absolutely packed full of those holographic flakes, so in the sunshine you'll see a touch of that prismatic sort of look with it. And in indoor lighting, it's going to take on that silvery, very densely speckled effect that you see on the video. Now this dries down flat, so I'm going to suggest a really good glossy top coat just to further plump out your finished look. And next is Ume. This is a pale vintage mint packed with holographic flakes. So there are 3 holographic flaky finishes in this collection, and this one applies pretty similar to Catmint in that I think 2 to 3 coats is going to be perfect depending on your preference. I do think, at least on my monitor, this shade of green is coming out to what I'm seeing in person. I do agree with the official description. It's this minty sort of green, kind of flirting with being a bit of a spearmint, and it also has a heavy pastel lean to it. I think this is one of those colors that are really going to pop on any skin tone, and I mean that for all 6 Pahlishes in this collection. I think they're going to be pretty universally flattering, and on this one you can also see that third coat really plumped it out and gave me that thicker appearance that I'm usually going for on my manis. So again, on the full hand shot here, I am wearing a glossy top coat. And next is Lotus. This is a bright rose pink packed with holographic flakes. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite out of the 3 flaky finishes here. This color is so pretty. I really enjoy magentas and specific shades of pink, and I really like this one. This is another one that I think is going to pop on anybody. It's a lovely, I do agree, bright rosy sort of pink, and just so flattering in person. Now this one, again, I think it's going to be opaque in 2 to 3 coats depending on your preference. I personally found that on this one it had just the slightest bit of a heavier formula than the other 2, but again, it's going to depend on how you polish. And next is Fig. This is a warm blush with scattered holographic flakes and copper to green shifting pigment. So the shimmer in this is quite strong. In indoor lighting, it's going to take on this dominant copper sort of glow, and at angles you can see this lovely green shift. Now this is what I would consider more of a neutral sort of shade, especially if you are on the medium to deeper skin tone. So I think on myself it leaned heavily neutral, bordering with almost being a nude on me. So this is really going to play up against your skin tone. Now it does have a jelly light but very smooth formula to it, so I'm going to suggest going in for 3 coats for full coverage. If you wear it at 2 coats, it definitely takes on this softer sort of appearance, but I could see just a touch of my smile line, so that 3rd coat, in my opinion, really helped to deepen out that very, in my opinion again, neutral sort of base color. Now the shimmer, once again, is strong, and this one has quite a bit of those holographic flakes, but they're just a touch less dense than the other 3. And next we have Persimmon. This is a bright copper with metallic gold and silver flakes. So this has a very jelly, very squishy formula to it. It is very easy to build it up to opacity. I really like the flakes in this one. They have this strong, reflective sort of sparkle. I'm always raving about those types of flakes. They are one of my favorites, and it really plays up against that base color. So I do agree that this is flirting with being a copper in terms of the base color, but in my opinion, what I'm seeing in person is a very vibrant but still very deep type of orange base. Now the flakes are probably playing up against what I'm seeing in person, so I just think it kind of melds into this really warm sort of color palette. Now this one does dry down flat, and I'm going to suggest 2 coats and a good glossy top coat. And lastly, we have Wisteria. This is an indigo cream with crushed gold flake. If you've been collecting these gold flakes, you're going to need this one. I loved this one. This base color is so pretty. It's absolutely an indigo, so depending on your lighting, it might lean just a touch more purple or just a touch more blue. But I do think, at least on my monitors, this is looking what I'm seeing in person. So definitely this lovely sort of blue toned indigo, but again, going to depend on your lighting. This has a creamy, smooth formula to it. It self-levels very well. And for opacity, I'm going to suggest 2 normal coats, and I think most would be good to go. And then finishing off with a glossy top coat just to seal everything up. Just really gives off that gorgeous, flaky sort of appearance. Now, the Edge of Spring collection will launch March 14th on pre-order until March 16th. Afterwards, there will be regular restocks on Sundays per usual. They will launch March 14th at 7 p.m. Central Time. All the shades in this set will be 12 individually. I will link you guys below to Pahlish's Facebook group if you'd like to see additional swatches. And I'll also link you guys to Pahlish's shop for when that goes live if you want to check those out. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.